like we're yeah, bear with me for a moment. We're getting monitored. I think we're good. We're gonna wait for some things to come back up, but while we do that, we are going to sleep right away. And then we're going to make today a ravine day. Yeah, we need some more stuff over here. Oh, oh. So those can stay there for now. Oh, this is dirt stuff. So this is stuff we wanted to drop off here. So, uh, let's actually do that before we sleep. Let's see if we can drop off some stuff we want here for construction. Um, that in there, that in there. Let's see. Maybe we can take some sand out. I don't know if we have enough gravel in here. If that's something else we can do. Actually, let's do that. Let's put something. Um, something like this. We'll put some of this stuff in there. Okay, good. Oh, that's okay. So we're gonna move some sand into that box because we're probably gonna need that for concrete, and then we'll take some of the sandstone and drop that over by the bed. That way, we'll have that. Oh, do we not have? Okay, we'll put one sand here so we can get in and out. Okay. Oh, and I guess we should also mention we are in Overmorrow right now, in the Journey Begins realm. We're hanging around what will be our flower shop eventually. We're going to go over to Inkwood in a little bit, and we are live on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok with a stopover at 500, and make 70 followers and affiliate on Twitch. Okay. Let's just start taking some of this out. So we'll drop some of this off. We'll sleep. We'll come back. We'll probably do maybe a little bit of dirting here actually before we head over to Inkwood. All right. Oh, so it looks like our earbud didn't charge. So at some point, if we suddenly stop talking for a moment, we're changing out earbuds. Probably say it on stream, but just putting it out there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's come over. Oop. Okay, I think we're back. Testing audio, testing audio. Yeah, there we go. So we had to change our earbud, and it also reminded me our streamer in the other ear today is my puppy Taya and Scotsman UK, both over on Twitch today, and both doing Minecraft at the moment. Is it day? Oh. Well, I guess that's not so bad. Where's our... Oh, there's our flower shop. Oh, I'm going to need to get some scaffolding because these floating chests are going to start get distracting, although they will come down once we get buildings going, so that's something. All right. Okay. So we're not going to worry about that one. All right, so now we can grab some of these seeds and we can plant these back. Because we need lots of this stuff for purpose stuff, so we'll oh yeah, this is material for this place. Okay, so good. So we'll put that in there. That's good. And then we'll drop our purple seed thing, whatever that is. Coarse fruit. This is pop coarse fruit. So we'll add that in there, let it build up. When this is done, we'll start transforming our lava buckets in there one by one, you know, as they run out. That'll work there. And yeah, it's not... Oh, oops. So we put it in here, but we actually probably want to move all of this stuff to the outside. So that we're not having to work around stuff as we're building. We're taking this stuff and putting it in the building instead of building around our storage system. Okay, so that works there. That works there. Let's put... Those aren't really for this place, but I think it's good enough to include those. Now we can go... Oop. We don't need our copper either. Now we can... Right, so now we can do some terraforming over here with this dirt. Then we can head over to Inkwood and do some stonework, get the ravine there, and that will get us more materials. And as it happens, we also have a geode over there too. So as we mend our tools, we can start collecting a little bit of that. And then we can work some of that block, the amethyst, into the builds of our flower shop here. Because the primary color in that will be purple. Not that everything has to be purple, but that'll be kind of the center of the color palette for that. And then we'll pick other colors to kind of accent that, you know, to the best of my ability. Right. So this is the warehouse here that we're these kind of smooth andesite blocks. And I think we need to bump the corner there in a little bit. And probably, actually, that's probably what we want to do. we'll build a dirt path diagonal, and then we'll dirt, and then we'll do an actual dirt path block somewhere too. So right here, so this is right. So this is the actual line. So we'll clear this out. So this is the line we want to have, like the view of this, since it's our first realm. So instead of going center, the third realm is going to be the one that has the view of the Adventurer's Gate, which you might like a little bit bigger. So it's above our building here, our creeper farm, so that the center line can kind of see the top of the gate. So it'd be kind of if you lived here, the little secret you would know is the third realm is the one that has the unobstructed view. And you kind of get a glimpse from all the other ones of that it exists. All right. All right. So let's try to get this this line done, and then we'll focus on the diagonal. Not the diagonal. We'll focus on this diagonal, and then we'll focus on the grid system. Right. So something like this. So it's more this way. Okay, so something like this. So we're going to have to be careful with this. This is probably the corner that we'll have to cut in of our warehouse whenever we get to filming that out. All right, here we go. And our time for today, we're shooting for an hour and a half today, so we'll see if we can do that and how things are going. So if we have an active chat, then we might stay on a little bit longer. So we'll see how things go. All right. Okay. Oop. All right. So we'll do that now. We'll do our path so we can kind of tell what dirt blocks are the ones that are actually on our path. I don't know if we'll keep this straight. I kind of like it being, it has a shape which gives it structure, but then has a little bit more organic layout, except for maybe this one path that is straight. I don't know. I kind of like that, but we'll just have to see how that goes. All right, so that gives us a nice straight line there. Okay. Do one? Oh, good. So we can just build this nice put some time over there. Okay, good. So now we're got a nice diagonal line there going. And this way the grass can kind of fill in the rest of the dirt here, and we can expand it out as we need. Oh, but as we mentioned at the top of the stream, today is a resource gathering day and some terraforming. And we'll alternate between that and, I don't know what we'll call it yet, but now like a texture day, I guess, or a detail day. And that will be, detail days will be working on the actual framing of buildings, maybe giving a little touch to some of the layering on them, gathering resources for them, thinking about the palette we want, the looks and shapes of it, like things that aren't just sticking and terraforming. So hopefully making the streams a little bit more interesting. Okay. Oh, wrong way. Okay. All right, so let's get rid of that. Okay. Okay. There we go. Oh, okay, so we're gonna have to work. Put some overly torch things up, I guess. Oop, I see some potential shadow over here. We'll clear all that up later as that'll be one of the detailed days, taking down some of these torches, replacing it with a building that has the right kind of light in it to keep spawning at bay, but without being too blunt, I guess. So being a little bit more clever with the light and the story that we're trying to tell. And getting these little, guidelines and stuff is going to be helpful as well. Because it will inform our builds later, so it'll make the detail days a little bit easier. So anything we can do to kind of chip away at our goals is going to be helpful. Oh, thank you. Welcome back. All right, so we want to... There we go. Oh, and today is Friday, so it is a double stream day. Not quite a double header. We will stream Minecraft for, like we said, an hour and a half or so, and then tonight we will stream some Satisfactory. So that'll be later in the evening, sometime after 7 p.m. Pacific, so keep an eye out on Blue Sky for our go live time for that. Okay. And we're doing a little bit more than just the diagonal line now, so that it saves us time later, and we have a broader view of the line that we need to work on. So this way, as we work on the path, we have a little bit more space to figure out the shape that we want it to go down. At least that's what I'm telling myself right now. Ugh. We're gonna have to go sleep soon to get rid of those phantoms. Okay. All right, so we'll go this way. Yeah, phantoms are annoying. Okay, so this one's gonna have to go. It just happens to be on it, so we're not gonna take that down just yet. Right, okay. Now let's... Oh. There we go. Oh, welcome in, King. Oh. There we go, let's put this in. We're doing a little bit of terraforming over at Overmorrow before we make our way to Inkwood today. And today is a terraforming resource gathering day. We're going to rotate between those and detail days, where we actually work on building little shops, houses, maybe farms, like whatever little things that we need that aren't landscape. So I guess terraforming, landscaping, we'll kind of bundle those together. No. Terraforming, I guess, is just going to be taking down or building without any decoration in mind. So we'll include like putting down flowers and whatnot in the detail days. And that's going to come right through here. All right, so can we? I guess we didn't need to take that out. Nope. Okay. Can we get it from here? Guess we can't. Okay, so we're gonna take that out. Oop. Put that back in. Okay. So right here. So this should be 80/80. Okay, good. It's back on track. Some of the chests will move later and whatnot, so too worried about some of that. Okay. Oh, so this is the okay, so it's 50/50 here. 40/49 is there, so we're gonna have to take that out. Okay. So the corner of this building is going to need to be what? Oh. Well, nature's gonna take its course here in a second for there. That phantom. Okay. Okay. All right, so we'll fill this in. Get some sand out of this. Okay. Keep going in this line. Oh, we should have taken this out. Okay. There we go. Now we'll continue down this and oop. Oh, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Okay. Right, and so this would take us to center, which would be somewhere up there. But this is good enough now, because this will now, when we fly up, will give us a good view of this line. So let's actually, maybe we can land up here. Ah, we're gonna have to go one more round. Okay. Okay. Whoop. Well, we fell off the wall, but you can see our line now. So this is the center of this line here. So the 45-degree angle line, we can tell it's 45 if you take any one of the coordinates, an arctangent of your rise over run, so your height over your horizontal. So in Minecraft, it would be z over x. Where is it? Oh, down here. So if you were to take like, I don't know, 200 over 200, like an even number, well, equal number, you get 1, and then that should be like 45. Well, in this case, yeah, it'd be negative over the positive, but, or positive over the negative. So you'd get 45. So this is, yeah, a 45-degree angle off of 0, 0, considering our horizon wall as the what is it? It's the diameter of the circle, and it's, oh, yeah, line. So a ray going out of center in either direction, making it a line. And so that line that divides it in half, that center point, you can figure out the degrees that this circle is divided into every 18 degrees by doing that arctangent. Oh, welcome back, welcome back, Hart. How's it going? And do you want me to call you Hart, or do you have like a nickname or something you want me to use? How much dirt do we have left? Oh, we have a fair amount of dirt left. Okay. So let's put some torches up here and take out some of these little ones. And after we run out of this bit of dirt, we'll go show off what we were working on yesterday. Real quick. Okay. So we started working on our flower shop yesterday. Scaffolding up the framing and kind of getting the roof shape. All of the wood stuff. Well, that's great news, Hart. Glad to hear it. Hope that means you can get some better sleep going forward. Oh, oh, that's right. So maybe we'll go over there real quick. So all of the bamboo and wood planks here are just framing. We'll figure out a color palette for that later, but for now we're doing the inside. We'll have a purple perimeter, and then we'll figure out some kind of pattern to do in the middle. So it won't be a solid purple build, but it'll be clear that, you know, purple is kind of the central color. There we go. Let's go grab some, because we're gonna need to go get some more rockets anyway. So let's see if we can get a little of this wood before we head out. Ah, so close, so close. Do we have any of that wood in here? No. But we could take a little bit of the birch. Okay. What else do we want? Guess we could put some of this too. Oh, but do we have any bone meal? So maybe we can do birch for some of the stacks. And I guess the question is, how much is that birch? There's birch. How much purple to include in the build? Let's do just a little bit. I think 27 would probably be good enough. Oh, that'd be enough. That'd be enough. Right, so we can. I'm not going to bother taking down the. Oh, do we have our hoe? We do have our hoe. Oh. Let's just go put our. Oh. That back. And let's go here. So we do have a few of these, so we can take that out. Okay, now we'll go back to our axe. Okay. So, okay. So the walls and kind of structural beams and stuff can be like birch and oak. And is maybe the floor and the roof enough to make purple? All right, so let's go drop that off over here. We'll fly around. Okay, there we go. Where's our supply box? Yeah, so I put this birch. We have some more sand in here for the concrete. Just in case we use some of that. Okay. Let's put this here. So we'll replace the bamboo then with birch and oak or something like that. And then the question is maybe oh, that's a little on the green side. But we could do something like that for the in between the walls. So it looks like we have a little plant growing up. Maybe add some vines, something like that. Put that in here. Okay, good. All right, so now let's okay, let's do this. Yeah, trying to find a good line between kind of whimsical, mystical, and practical. So not too magical, but not super real world either. At least that's what I kind of had in mind. Because I see a lot of like falling into the kind of medieval builds or kind of standard steampunk builds that have kind of limited color palettes. And I don't know that I would make buildings out of like the pink terracotta. I mean, I probably would use the material as in some builds as like lines of path to follow or something, but I don't know that I would make buildings out of them. But the idea being having a larger color palette for towns so they look kind of colorful and not to cookie cutter. Uh, so not that everything has to be super bold, but Balmore, what's that? All right, let's grab that. Okay. Now we'll just use whatever dirt we have to fill in this line here. Oh, nice. I will have to check that out. I have some inspiration photos of my time in the UK and Ireland. There's some colorful houses that kind of stand out from the surrounding area. That was kind of the inspiration. But yeah, that's the kind of goal of if you let a kid, well, if you let someone decorate a house without having to, conform to certain colors, what would they do? Ah, there we go. So let's do that. Okay. Oh, we can fill this in then too. There we go. But yeah, I think that's the plan if that's all right. Oops. Uh, and it won't make much difference now. It's more of a, I guess, kind of a thank you or appreciation for being a early community member. But we did set in Switch, we have the ability to set requests for, I guess, houses or shops now to 50,000 channel points. And we'll figure out how to do that on TikTok as well. But going through this, I'll get a feel of what questions to ask and make sure we're doing something that is fun. But yeah, we're slowly making progress on our goals of doing this longer term. Yep. Yeah, trying to, I mean, and it's there, but probably make exceptions for people that are in a little, I didn't want to put those there. For now, but, yeah. Make exceptions for people that are sticking around and helping me figure out how to make things more fun. As I was thinking about rewards too, I put world tours in the mix as well. I put that at 1,000,000 channel points for like a 2-hour world tour. And I set that one kind of high because I'd do it anyway every like 6 months when we do the world backups. And I guess a question for the build here. Would you like any amethyst worked into the build? Oh, that's fine as well. I am slowly learning Tickfinity as well, so I don't know if I have it all working, but there should be like point increases, I guess, for like the likes, follows. It doesn't look like it has watch time, but I guess likes could kind of correlate to watch time, since you can give more than one like per stream. So trying to keep those in parity so people can choose their preferred platform. So keeping the content would all be the same, and then it's just a matter of platforms, what features they offer, and letting them figure out their audience of what features to add. So yeah. Let's take that out. How much dirt do we have? Oh, okay. That's not bad. So we don't have too much more to go before we can head over to Inkwood. We can drop off some of this stuff. Okay, I think we can drop all of this off in our materials box. Actually, and then we can just drop off our coal. All right. Oh, we have a baby zombie up there. I guess we didn't light it up quite good enough. Okay, now we'll drop off our concrete sand we forgot to do earlier. And I think we are good. Oh. Yeah, now we need to go pick up some rockets and we'll head over to Inkwood, do a little digging over there for another 45 minutes or so, getting some materials and whatnot. Great. Oh. Okay. Hey. Okay. Okay. Pick up all of this, and now we can mix these together. And we had the idea of mixing some amethyst into that build to not overly doing it, maybe working it a little bit into the floor or a few accent pieces in the walls. The floor would give it a little character with the sound. If we don't want the sound, we could work it into yeah. So well, I don't have it pulled up in the browser now, but I was thinking about it and then looking for some inspiration, and what I see is kind of either a checkered pattern or like window accents, or like working it into a roof. Some people are entire roof out of amethyst, and others take more of a gradient approach. So they'll mix like concrete powder, concrete, amethyst, things that are kind of close in the purple family, so that uh, it's not as obvious, but from a distance it kind of blends together and gives it a little shading. Well, for now we don't have a ton, but a flower shape window. Okay, yeah, I did see, like, doing a little research, some suggestions of using purple stained glass for the windows, and I had been thinking about glass, so that fits in. And a flower shaped window, yeah. I kind of like that more as well, because originally I was thinking more of a square window with a flower feature in the middle, but I think shaping the window to look like a flower adds a little more character. Are we good? Yeah, I think we're good. So, and we're gonna kind of mix up our days. So, for now, we're gonna try like 1 to 1 of like 1 day resource gathering, digging, and 1 day of working on kind of shops and houses. But we might skew one way or the other as we go along. So let's take. Oh, okay. So I think it's here. Oh, love how checkered floors also look like flowers. Oh, okay. Well, we will definitely figure out some kind of checkered floor to put in then. It's this. Okay, so we'll use our advantage, our height advantage here to start taking this down. And I mean, we're building that flower shop in Overmorrow, but we're not trying not to have any one town have more than like one specialized kind of shop. So I think the flower shop is going to fall into that non-specialized category, meaning that we'll probably build the flower shop in Inkwood and Butters Bay and uh, every reasonably sized village and town will have a flower shop of some sort. So we'll get to play around with that, and they'll all have food shops and probably bed shops, things like that. And I don't know what kind of specialization we would give them yet, but that way we can kind of play around with styles. Uh, and the flower shop in Overmorrow is reasonable size, but we'll make a smaller one. Yeah, bakeries. We do have a subcategory of our food shop that would be baked goods. So we'd probably have one that was like the soups and meats and whatnot, and then vegetables maybe, and then another that would be actually we'd put the vegetables and meats in one, and then things that are combined like soups and cakes and whatnot in kind of a bakery. Uh, and maybe some kind of like faux coffee shop. So instead of coffee, there'd be potions and maybe cakes and stuff like that. Oh yeah, the meats wouldn't be in a bakery, and yeah, the soups we could put maybe in a tavern as well, or put in the meat shop. Guess we could keep the cookies and cakes and stuff in the bakery. this one food shop would be kind of, I don't know, what would come off of a farm, and then the other, like a bakery, yeah, it's more of the, well, baked goods. Um, and being more than one bakery, like you could have some that are just kind of baked goods, and others again maybe with like the potions to kind of with a little imagination being like a coffee shop. I mean, there's nothing that really looks like coffee in Minecraft, but uh, asking for a little suspension of disbelief there. But I don't know. We'll revisit that idea once we actually start implementing some of the bakeries. But with the idea, with the story, and the idea being that, you know, you could actually live in these towns and whatnot. Each one should have, you know, things that would be relevant and useful for the town. And yeah, things like food and beds and whatnot would be common. I mean, Overmorrow might have more of the, um, I don't know how we would frame it, but like more of the tools that you would use for adventuring. Whereas Inkwood would have more supplies for, say, books and whatnot. Yeah, and then the size contrast. So our main character lives in a library in Overmorrow, which we have framed out. We just haven't built up yet. But that would be a fairly small library. And then Inkwood would have a library as big as, or bigger than Overmorrow itself. Yeah, but that's a good idea as well. So I think the more cozy, cute style library would be the one in Overmorrow. And then in Inkwood, the library here that you'd get to through the portal would be almost like a city unto itself. And then that gives us room to do different styles and different considerations. So if people are down in the world and they want to visit the libraries, you know, they can take a library tour and stick around with the ones that they like the most or whatnot. Because I want them to like feel like they're part of the story, and also, well, I want all of the builds to feel uh, like they're an elevated version of of village, current villages. So I don't want any of the houses to really be as simple as the generated villages, but kind of feel like it's an elevated version of that. Yeah, that is a good idea as well. And as it so happens, there will be a tavern in Inkwood here, so we might start framing that out tomorrow. Tomorrow being a framing day. And the tavern is actually part of the story, so that is one of the important structures that we need to get started framing out. Get what we called it though. What was it? Copper Cup, Inkwood Inn. Yeah, I forget what we called the tavern. I'll have to look that up later and get out the sign for that. But is it night already? Oh, okay. Guess it is. Yeah, and what else? Guess I could use like flower pots to kind of represent cups and things like that. So one of those things that we'll do layered. Well, we'll do passes and layer on the details as we go. Because the advantage of being a forever world, we can move on. But if we want to change something later, there's nothing stopping us from changing little details in the world as we go on, so that it feels more living. Lanterns instead of torches, hanging signs on the outside of the village. Yeah, I definitely want to limit the torches in the cavern or tavern. Focusing on, I think we actually mentioned lanterns in the story, and some candles and stuff like that as well. I mean, torches are really kind of standard in Minecraft, so we could use them sparingly if we needed to, but trying to do some of the later light sources to give more character. And I haven't used it myself, but listening to the Spawn Chunks, they were talking about the shells that are going to be added to Minecraft, and that sounds like an interesting idea that could augment or kind of accent the signs as well. Is another way to add different styles of signs. That's true. So that's actually in the story as well. The tavern here, we have a second story. In the story, I think the rooms upstairs were more like private dining areas and something like that. But I mean, we could do that as well. But we have another inn/tavern in Barter's Bay where that was the idea of having the food downstairs and then having some rooms for rent upstairs. And yeah, that's also something we can play around with, having multiple taverns. The bigger cities, I guess, can have more than one tavern. The smaller towns might have just one, but we can experiment around with, 1 and 2 stories and what might exist on the second story. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that I've had a little too much is kind of guess what we would lean into as well. Or going into the kind of the food coma angle of the food at the end was enough to kind of put you to sleep and need a room to stay in. Because we could have a variety of like good food there, and then maybe have like a chest, or not chest, like a barrel or something that's leans into the story element of it, and maybe has something that causes slow or something like that. So you could choose to drink something of that, and it would make you feel sleepy and want to go take a nap or go to sleep. But making sure that the barrel or whatever that's in is clearly labeled, so that if you're actually coming and just grabbing food for working on something, you don't accidentally grab something that gets you slow. Did we lose somebody? Okay, I think we're good. Oh, we should actually probably grab some food. We didn't even know. trying to find that that good in between of kind of real world reasons why something might exist, but then trying to put some kind of like cozy twist on it and being a little non-traditional. That links to the story. Yeah, that's one thing I want to work in as well. Did we? We are full, so maybe we'll just talk about chest in here. Let me do this real quick and we can get back to my thoughts. I guess we'll keep the dirt and diorite for now. Oops. Well, there we go. Okay. So the other idea we had is like stemming off of another like channel point or TikTok points is being able to redeem it to have a username, pending approval, put into a book in the library at Inkwood. And then expanding on that idea, having some lecterns or chiseled bookshelves that are in kind of obvious places along the storyline. Like I don't think I would go with this, but let's just say like there's always like a an amethyst room with a terracotta pointing to it or something. So as you find those rooms in the world, then you know that the books in there are part of the story. And you can kind of see what's happened in the story so far and get hints of like where to go next and what might happen next. So I do want to integrate lecterns and chiseled bookshelves to advance that. And I guess it'd be a better example, maybe like the like spawner rooms. So something that is easily identifiable, that when you find a space like that, you know that the book or that's in there, whether it's lectern, item frame, chiseled bookshelf, like whatever the case, you know that it's not just an ordinary book. It's not just decoration. At least that's the plan so far. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I'll have the actual written book, but then you could get more or less the same feel from just downloading the world as well, and then kind of walking through the story. Yeah, that's a good idea too. We do have like a similar to a cellar, I guess. So the library in Overmorrow will have kind of a basement or cellar where there would be books like that, and also in where is it? Oh, I don't know, a basement as well in the library, or at least like a hidden archives room, so something like that too. So that we could add some depth to the story where the book would guide you through, and you're kind of reading it in kind of a linear fashion and like getting exposed to the story that I want to expose you to in the order that I give it. But if you were going through the world, yeah, you could find maybe some of the books in kind of more well lit, I don't know, happy areas, bright areas, and you get part of the story that way, but then you get the, depth and other details that you might miss by finding the basement stories. You know, leaning into the idea of not everything is as it appears, so adding some depth to the story that way. But yeah, I like the idea of using the cobwebs as a decoration, kind of um, the way they are in what is it? Uh, like the woodland mansions and some of the um, is it abandoned mine shafts? I think have some potential for bookshelves. Yeah, exactly. So making them glow and things like that is definitely the uh, like vibe and kind of approach that I would want to take for the ones that are relevant to the story. So if a building doesn't have like let's say a glowing sign on it, it's part of the world. It adds some character to it, but it's not something that will add to the story necessarily. And maybe color coding some of the signs too, so you get a feel that I know maybe yellow signs are kind of the happy story, and plain black ink is more of uh, the mystery side of it, or something like that. Yeah. I haven't put too much thought into that idea, but I've been thinking about that in kind of the back of the mind kind of thing. And yeah, at some point I'll have to use one of my other accounts and uh, destroy the bed and then respawn, so I get the exact spot for spawn, where you'd spawn in the world, and then have a couple little bookshelves there to kind of get you started on the story. Yeah, exactly. So I don't think adventure mode I guess isn't really a thing anymore, and I couldn't um, give people in their inventory directly, but that is the idea of controlling where you spawn, having that be a room or something that it with like a single barrel or something, so it's clear that you should open this, and then inside that would be the books and maybe some tools, food, maps, like some basic stuff to get you started, and then you can wander around the town to get other tools and things, and adventure out from there. And kind of hinting at the color side of it too, of the different stories you might get through the colors, because that's a theme that I'm trying to work in as well. So the clock tower here is going to have stained glass, and then will kind of indicate somewhere if you stand at this point. As you see the sun move through the sky, it would shine through different points on like a stained glass tower, and so you could tell time by color instead of numbers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's something I need to work out. So when you first spawn in the world, I mean, you have no bed, so then that's world spawn that I would give you the chest to kind of give you the tools of what's going to happen, and then go from there. Of if you sleep um, in a bed at a tavern, and clearly indicate that but this is a plot point in the story, so you can set your spawn there and explore the world around that area and take in more of the story, and then when you're ready, go on to the next town, next tavern, or wherever the next bed might be, and reset like that. All fantastic ideas. I think we still have to do like Ashford Forest and Oasis City. The other places aren't framed out yet, but there'll be things that we can like repurpose other things for and kind of get the story going. So once those two are done, then I can start building up more of the story or focus more on the story and uh, yeah, the spawn ideas and the little details of the world and doing more of the details, adding the details to the world. I have heard the name, but I have never seen it. Is there something from that that's oh, goes into the woods? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that is um well, I wasn't thinking ice cream shop in particular, but that idea, that kind of vibe is something that I have thought about too, of having um little Easter eggs hidden around. So like in the woods, finding little shops, ice cream shop, like whatever it might be. But uh, I hadn't really thought how to develop that yet. But yeah, I wanted to hide Easter eggs like that around too. Yeah, I like. I want to add more fountains around as well. So that's something I could do too. Because there is a fountain in Inkwell. Well, there's going to be a fountain in Inkwood. And that's how we. It's kind of. I guess you could call it a wishing fountain. But anyway, the fountain in Inkwood is actually uh, would have some maybe blue blocks and maybe a little bit of water in it. But essentially, you would be able to fall through it, and then once you get to the bottom, you're kind of swept away a little bit, and then you follow this path. Um, and the idea being that it's kind of a Alice in Wonderland kind of thing. So can't take you all the way there, but I can guide you. That basically the idea is you've fallen into the well, you've come out the other side, and now you're at Inkwood Library. So adding a little bit of a kind of magic element to getting there. So not just going through like a magic door, but the well kind of draws you in, and then um, you fall in and make your way there. Yeah, having more of the waterlogged blocks makes things nice. So what are we on to? Oh, we're doing good on tools. I'm pretty good on time. Um, yeah, because the well here in Inkwood would be more of a simple well, so not so much a farm well, but like a step up from a well you might see on a farm. But then, if we have room in Overmorrow or definitely like Barter's Bay or other places, we would have more grand fountains so that we can decorate up a little bit. And I did. I think we started around. What is it? We've been going for about an hour, which means we started at 10:30 or so Pacific time. Maybe slightly earlier. Yeah, we try to start between 10 and 11 Pacific time, and then go for an hour to an hour and a half right now. Trying to start closer to 10 a.m. Pacific time. Just depends on how the day is going. Yeah. So yeah, 6 p.m. would probably be 6 p.m. I guess would be 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. So I'm trying to be kind of in that window, starting close to between 6 and 7 p.m. I guess for you, and then going for an hour. Ideally, I would start at 6, but and I guess if that's a better time, I can try to stick to that one. Another advantage of being a early community member. Yes. Oh, no. Didn't quite get to use them as effectively as I wanted. So, let's I picked that time just to pick a time, but I'm definitely flexible on stream times depending on what's convenient for others. Because I'm in a good time zone where I can adjust pretty easily for like Europe or Asia time zones. Okay. Let's take that. Okay, pretty good there. What's our time? Okay. Okay. All right. Now we can see the work that we've done on our. Instead of flying back to Overmorrow, we can now come here and check our skeleton spawner. Although first we're gonna. Okay. Get that? Did we lose it? Where did it go? Is it? Oh, maybe it's too small. Guess we'll find out. If we don't get that one, it's too small. Okay. Yes, we're gonna have to let these grow a little bit. But anyway, we have our collection area for our amethyst here. So we can come up here. Oh, here we go. This one should be ready to go, I think. Yeah, that one's ready to go. So is this one. Okay. And here we go. So get a little bit of that. So the advantage here, this works out nicely, is that we have a few of these amethyst generator blocks. So we can grab some of that whenever we come over to our spawner, and that'll help out not only for potentially the flower shop, but other builds that we have in mind. And if we turn that on, we can show this real quick before we go down. Oh, I guess we turned it off. So there is that redstone lantern. Yeah. So the redstone comes across the wood here, turns on the lantern, and then prevents things from spawning, so we can control when we want this on and off. If we turn it off, we'll now get spawners. And now we can come into here. We can get some experience. So this spawner actually works really nicely because we found another geode on the eastern wall. So we can collect geodes there, but this one works out really nicely in that we have a few of these blocks that can generate the geodes. So while we're waiting for skeletons to spawn, we can collect that. So that helps with our resource gathering and our experience. And then we just come over here. The skeletons spawn pretty quickly. And, you know, the bones and arrows, so we have plenty of supply of bone meal now. I mean, we have a whole bone meal farm in Barter's Bay, but now we have one here as well. And that follows our design of not limiting farms to one spot. So Barter's Bay has a bone meal farm. Inkwood has this skeleton spawner. The Garden Temple actually has a skeleton spawner as well that we can use for that. So this way, any one town, city isn't too much of a. There's what should I say? Each town and village is more or less self-sustaining. But yeah, so that's that. Oh, and we see the tunnel goes down farther. We can actually, I guess, see a little bit here as it goes down. So we had our collection area down at around Y40 and completely forgot that while that would work with a general mob grinder, you have to be within 16 blocks or something of a spawner, something smaller like that, for it to be active. So it took me a minute to realize that mobs weren't spawning when I was down at Y40 because I was too far away to activate the spawner. So we adjusted that, and now it works great. Because it only takes like 2 or 3 hits. Yeah, so about 3 hits. But yeah, 2 to 3 hits, we can take them out. Get the experience, get the bones, and yeah. And I've wanted to do more with the amethyst. Well, yeah, the axe will take them out, but I need to mend my pickaxes. So I can just top up my axe quickly. But or rotate between them. But yeah, so that's why we have this here, is so that we can mend our tools without having to go back to Overmorrow all the time, or go to the Blaze Farm in Haven's End. So if we don't find a spawner in any city that we build, then we'll have to build a regular mob grinder. But if we can find a spawner, then that's a nice bonus. And I guess Overmorrow has the zombie farm, but it also has the spider spawner too in our string farm. So we could use either one of those. Yeah, I would like to do kind of a Swiss Family Robinson kind of treehouse in the woods project, and I was debating on whether to put something like that in what I'm calling like Ashfern Forest, so it'd be like a custom forest. So using some of the like a birch forest or something as a base, and then taking some of that down and building a lot of custom trees in it. Nice. Okay. So you build a lot of tree houses in Minecraft or in somewhere else? I mean, did you get back to Minecraft? Ah, yeah. If you have those publicly anywhere, like feel free to share them sometime, or message me with them. Uh, Not just streaming, but if they're on Pinterest or anywhere. Well, glad I could be of some inspiration. Uh, Trapezium house and a barn. Nice. That's one thing I want to try doing too. I mean, I keep a list and use a tool ClickUp to organize some of my thoughts and builds that I want to make, so that I try to keep the scope creep down a little bit. But barns are something that I want to build a few of too, like to start adding things like that to generated Minecraft villages, and then slowly like let that village fade into something that looks more intentional. So having the barns and other style houses and fountains and all the other stuff mentioned. Kind of, yeah, let the generated village fade into something that's intentional, which is the idea behind Barter's Bay. It was a village that generated over the water, and now I'm trying to build out things around that and kind of let that village kind of fade into what I build intentionally. Uh, yeah, nothing wrong with creative. Red. So I'm guessing it's one of the nether blocks. What would that be called? Uh, like crimson warpwood. Ah, okay. Um, yeah, the red ones or red-ish, I guess I can think of is the crimson warp block and cherry wood too. I guess is can look a little bit on the red side. Like, yeah, oh, and we're at an hour and a half, so yeah, we'll start. We'll just sit here till we decide on the stream kind of thing. Oh, welcome back, mangrove. Oh, okay. guess mangrove is kind of on the red side too. Yeah, I guess that has kind of a reddish orange. Yeah. I do have a mangrove tree at Barter's Bay. I haven't done a whole lot with that, but I should probably gather more of that. Yeah, that would be good. Um, and I would probably, when I do some, I'd probably start out with more or less solid colors, like all mangrove, all uh, some kind of terracotta or something like that. But eventually, I want to get better at doing gradients with some of the barns. I mean, they're usually more or less a solid color, but uh, having a little gradient to make it feel older. Is what I forget the term that he uses, but on Adam Savage from Mythbusters has a channel tested. I forget the term that he uses, but it's basically making something look older. So it's taking like a pristine, like a Ghostbusters car, something like that, and then adding, uh, the blacks, browns, whatnot, to make it look older, to age it. I want to incorporate some of those ideas here. So step one is getting all the towns trimmed out, and then going from there and building up resources. Which we have a large item sorter started in Barter's Bay. We need to actually finish it one of these days. But I think that is still at early enough stages that we could probably adjust that design to work with the copper golems when those come out. And then take what we learned from that to build copper golem storage systems in other areas, and then introduce the redstone item sorters as needed. Cause I think it's well, without having used it, just based on what I've heard, I think it's a good adding sand to the box kind of addition, because you can kind of use the iron or the copper golems as quick sorting, but if you want to do something more complicated, you can still use the redstone. So it's adding and not taking away. At least from what I hear, and I'm definitely a much bigger fan of that kind of addition to the game. And same for shelves. Shelves sound like a really good addition to the game as well, from what I hear. From what I hear on the shelves, you can use it for signage, but a additional benefit that you can use it for is quick changing your item bar. So it sounds like a marquee style thing. So you could click on a sign and it would pull all the items into your hotbar, I guess. So the way it sounded is you could essentially swap out your hotbar for another set of items. So if you're doing building, infantry, and whatnot, you can click a sign and it wouldn't just be like one by one getting rid of everything. It would just completely swap the whole hotbar with something else. So started a furniture mod. Yeah, I've seen a few other creators do furniture mods and furniture. Uh, they're on Java, so they're mods or add-ons. data packs. I forget which data packs, I guess. Because slightly different, I guess, in how they're implemented. But they do look nice having that. I think the data packs are fit into the Mojang system, so they're easier to keep updated. But some things just don't work, and you have to do the mod route. But yeah, I've seen some people use furniture mods, and then they use I don't know all the mod names, but mods to use armor stands for different things. So you can make the armor stand invisible, but have it hold a bowl or something like that, so you can position it on something that looks like a table, or prop up a shield against a wall or something like that. But when you make the armor stand invisible, it just looks like someone set down their shield when they went into their house, kind of thing. And not paying attention, we've had a large number of skeletons build up on us, which is good, actually. Yeah, there's definitely a few clever things that I've seen people use mods and data packs for, particularly the ones that repurpose things like armor stands. Which some of that I guess you can do other than invisibility in Bedrock. You can pose armor stands in Bedrock. I think it's still the case in Java that you can't without the mod. But with the posability, I think the copper golems are going to have a posable feature to them. So I think that's a step on the roadmap to some of the parity on that with Java. Okay. In calculus. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll probably just top up our Silk Touch pickaxe, and that'll probably be when we call it the end of the stream. Yeah, that's a lot of bone that we're getting, which is good. So we're gonna need to figure out some kind of item sorter here eventually. We're just dumping it into this chest. But eventually we'll have to do something down here. Maybe drain this chest and do some item sorting. Oh, nice. Yeah, like vanilla redstone, or were they using like command blocks? Cause I've seen people, and then there's someone that from our community that I guess is working on a redstone computer essentially. Which I think would be really, well, I find interesting given my background there. I wouldn't mind building a redstone computer one day, but that's way down the list. So yeah, it's been building your barn. The horses kept escaping, so you had to tame them, and decided to outfit them with diamond armor. Yeah, that's another multi-village idea that I have going, is some kind of stable system. Although I think we'll probably expand that to kind of a transportation system. So we'll probably just call it a stables, but it'd be horses, happy gassed, and I think camels and pigs. So all of the rideable mobs. That is a good question. I'm guessing that maybe it was a time constraint. Or, yeah. Because if you're afraid of losing it, then, you can lose it if you're wearing it as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure why we don't have another right horse armor. Yeah, there's a few little things like that that I think ran out of time and just haven't come back to implementing it yet. Although, given the adding like the variants to chickens and cows, I think that they have a few. Oh, the wolf armor, yeah. And wolf armor, I guess, is an example of that too. Um, uh, Workflows where they're adding things like the armors, or yeah, like the wolf armor and the variants to chickens, cows, but then adding like quality of life things like the copper golem and the shelf, as well as bigger things like the happy ghast and I don't know what else they're working on, but things like that. So trying to balance the, I guess, aesthetic builds or aesthetic changes with actually new features. Because one thing I would like to see is dirt slabs as well, which you can get with add-ons and mods, but I'm keeping this vanilla, so I'm hoping dirt slabs come at some point. You have the stone slabs and wood slabs and whatnot, um, but no dirt slabs. So, effectively, I guess you can kind of snow slabs too, because you can layer snow. Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't even have to be like a recipe that you crafted yourself. Even if it was, say an auto crafter type of device that you put the dirt into to create it, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, because you have packed mud and packed mud bricks, but uh, uh, is it? Oh, I guess we don't have a. Can't check that. Yeah, because you have mud blocks and I don't think you have mud slabs, but yeah, since you can craft mud by being able to make essentially dirt slabs or mud slabs, would be a nice addition. And so you can make stairs out of the cobblestone, but not correct stairs. There's a few little things like that that I think hopefully it's on the roadmap to kind of add those to the aesthetic workflow and get some of that in there. Yes, sand slabs would be nice. Renewable sand is really high on my list. 'Cause I get the idea of wanting to kind of show stewardship of that and being environmentally conscious. But I think that kind of thing should either be limited to the education edition of Minecraft or put it in a higher difficulty, say, like a hard mode or something, where some resources don't regenerate. Because I mean, you can effectively make dirt now. You can turn the clay into mud, or the mud into clay, I guess. One of the two. I forget which word it is, but you can get that, and I think you can turn one of those into dirt. Nah, I haven't looked into that part, but I know, yeah. I think it's clay. I think you can make mud and then try it out and get clay. Something like that. So making some of the resources renewable um, in a way that it doesn't take too much time for some of them. Because at least in my case, you have sand as part of TNT and concrete. So if you want to build very large structures with those, you end up taking down a lot of deserts. And given that our garden temple is sandstone, the desert that it exists in has already been pretty much leveled. And now we're taking a lot of the sand from Overmorrow and what's under Overmorrow, using that there. So basically, two deserts already are being decimated. Decimated? No, they're being completely drained. Well, there's coarse dirt. Yeah, you can craft. I think you can craft coarse dirt, and yeah, I guess you could turn that in. I don't know if that goes the other way, but I guess so. But yeah, coarse dirt is the other one. It's not too much longer, so almost got our tool yields. That'll probably put us just under 2 hours by the time this gets mended, and then that'll be a Minecraft stream for the day, and then um, and then we'll do some satisfactory later, but that will be super early for UK time. Okay. Yeah, I know you. Yeah, you can combine was like gravel and dirt to get the coarse dirt. But yeah, that's another thing. Like being able to like deconstruct that would be nice. Um, some little quality of life things like that, I think, would be nice. So, but I think with the cadence of updates and some of the uh, workflows and code updates that they've done in the back end, I think they're getting a good cadence and ability to make changes and make them less buggy, and just being able to introduce something, community feedback, and then kind of dial it in where it fits uh, the need of most of the community, and then mods and add-ons or whatever can take it from there and further dial it in if people want something different. Yeah, I actually don't know what that setting is, but I'm guessing that it's constantly like pushing it out for X number of years. Because I just set the times. I don't think I ever set the year on that. But good to know that I'll be streaming for the next 2 years at least. Yeah, I need to make sure I revisit that often enough. It should repeat, but it should be uh, it should show satisfactory on Fridays and Saturdays, and Planet Craft on Sundays and Mondays, and that schedule should repeat. but I don't think it gives like a list, just a list of games. But that is something that I could probably add to my notes. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, those are the games that I play, so it is repeating that. But let me make a note. And just oops. Wait. So I'll make a note. Add a command on TikTok and Twitch, listing the games that I play. Which I did. I did get. I haven't played it, but I did get a little to the left. So I don't know when we'll start it, next week or maybe the week after. Maybe we'll throw that in on a Wednesday as our kind of random day of trying different games on Wednesdays. Yeah, we might throw that in on Wednesdays. And then right now we have the Satisfactory Planet Crafter, but Satisfactory will probably have a little bit more of a shelf life. Planet Crafter, once everything's unlocked, I think that's more or less the game until they come out with DLC. So I'll probably play those, and then when I unlock everything in Planet Crafter, then we'll cycle that out with something else. And then same thing with Satisfactory until updates come there. And then what we cycle those out with will come from the Wednesday streams based on what I like and what everyone else likes as well. So maybe we'll tentatively plan on throwing that in on this coming Wednesday stream. Yes, I actually got the bundle, so I think it came with drawers and something else. It wasn't that much more, so I just went ahead and got the bundle. Yes, that's it. Cupboards and drawers. So I guess we'll plan on maybe that Wednesday. So we'll do an hour of Minecraft and then do a double header and immediately follow that with a little to the left. And then, yeah. So then we can have like 2-hour Minecrafts on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then the other days will be 2 hours with an hour of Minecraft and an hour of something else. At least till we hit some more of our streaming milestones. Is this enough? I'm guessing I'm probably gonna need 5 or 6 more skeletons. We'll see. And we might rotate. Well, I don't know that we'll play the same game every Wednesday, but we might play a few. So we might rotate a little to the left and maybe something like Stardew Valley or something on Wednesdays. I'm keeping an eye out for some other games in our Steam list. Oh, I don't need to mend my carrot. There you go. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, so we'll keep a little docket running list of those, and then whatever ones we like, we'll either start over or continue. welcome in. I like trains. Thank you for the like. How's the Friday going? TikTok is filtering your comments. Well, yeah, I guess if it's filtering it, I won't be able to see it, but I don't mind at all. I like trains. Have at it, and much thanks. Um, uh, wait, been replaced? Wait, what was your job? No replacements. Sharing the workload. One for all and all for one. Don't want anybody to get carpal tunnel. So not at all. Every like and watch is much appreciated. Can we another tool here? Well, we're all in it together, so every little bit helps. But all the help so far is why you have a flower shop being built. Tesco's, what's that? Is that a store? I thought I remembered that. Yeah, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. So, yeah, I remember going there and what was it? Boots or something like that? Oh. Ah, yeah. I was thinking more from my like Engineers Without Borders or their volunteer efforts. Or Zombieland, appreciate the little things. Ah, yeah, I check that out. I did well, I've done a fair amount of like traveling volunteer work, and I've done some, what is it called? Kiba, I think. Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm less on the corporate side and more on the volunteer work of uh, sharing the load and only do what you can. I've done a little work in Costa Rica, Haiti, uh, Ethiopia, and some other places. Yeah, I also don't expect to hit the light school anytime soon. So don't hurt yourself. Oh, thank you. I like trains. Yeah, watch time is equally important and much less likely to give you carpal tunnel. I appreciate uh, every like. Oh, thank you, Heart, for all of the likes as well. Uh, okay, that's one thing that I've seen in Tickfinity that I probably won't ever implement is like a like competition. Uh, it has the ability to do that, but then also like diminish your score as you go along, and that's not something that I want to do. Well, thank you both for all of the support. It's all very much appreciated. Wow, a lot of arrows. Can I drop this in? Yes. Okay. Oh, I can take that and some bones here. Drop our arrow. Oh, that's done. So well, I guess we're sticking around a little bit longer. Then did our two of our tools. There. Well, in that case, I guess I'll stick around for a little while longer. Although maybe we stop mending the tools and go do something. Where's our? Oh, right. Do a bit more diggy. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, so I think did we lose? Well, that would have turned off anyway. We would have lost our ability to get, but it looks like we kept most of our stuff intact. So let's go get some of the calcite and amethyst. Oh. We'll just put that in there for now. It's good. Drop our arrows off. And okay. Let's head up top and get started. Actually, maybe we were talking about the tavern earlier. Maybe we'll look at where we want to put the tavern. Can we get up there? Nope. Okay. So we have a little koi pond over here. We have our depot there. Oh, the tavern was somewhere towards the front, so we need to move it somewhere over here. So maybe somewhere up here we could have a tavern, have it a little higher. Because this, I think, was going to be our staging area, so I don't think we're going to put the tavern quite over there. Yeah. So let's... Oh, yeah, I won't... I definitely won't forget. I'll also have to actually learn how to be entertaining as well. Okay, so somewhere up here is going to be our tavern. And oh, there we go. Plus, if you like, you can always put your name in the Inkwood library and with a little, what would you call it, like anecdote or description next to it, there from the beginning, something like that. Well, I certainly don't want to make anyone cry. Okay, so can we get a little higher? Okay, so do we have any scaffolding on us? We do not. But I guess we could maybe stair step a little, and then that would get some of this, and then... Yeah, we can't get up there, but... Okay. Yeah, we can have a book or something called The Credits and add it there. Eventually, I could do something like that in the stream credits as well. I used to have stream credits, but I think those only worked for, well, at the time they only worked for Twitch, but I think Tickfinity has something that measures that. I'd have to look and see how I can integrate that. But I think the book idea, at least I think the book idea is better because it's longer term. It would last as long as the world does. But yeah, we were thinking about where to put our tavern up here. So I think we'll tear down this level of dirt. We don't want to level everything. Well, thank you, Heart. Let's put this there. I will stick around long enough so that you don't have to hurt yourself doing that. Yeah, agreed. I think oak and spruce is what I'll use for the tavern. But what do I use? Oh, for the actual tavern. So in the meantime, though, I'll probably use something like the diorite to frame it out, and then I'll replace the diorite with the oak and spruce because I want to see where the best place to build the tavern is. Is like kind of. I don't want it to be. Well, that isn't too bad. I think this would still put the story. The clock tower here, unconventional clock tower, is part of the story, and this is more or less in line with that. So make the light pole bigger. Uh, I can. I don't know if it will reflect the light. Uh, sorry, it's not another one. Oh, there you go. Yeah, let me look somewhere a little more interesting while we look at that. There. Cool. Oh, there we go. So I can up it with. Oh, there we go. Oh, I can up it by. There we go. Now we have. Oh, that was phantoms going after us. Okay, so we're gonna have to sleep here. But while we sleep, what would you like the light goal to be? Okay, let's go back up to the top. So the question now, do we want to put the tavern up here or do we want to build it over here? Because underneath us, directly under us, is our fountain. So this little area is our fountain. So the question is, do we keep the dirt here, or do we kind of take this down and build our tavern here and have the fountain be kind of behind the tavern? Oh, okay. That I can also do. Cool. Okay. Oh, we can figure it out. Is that better? Okay, let me stand back. Yeah, of course. So, do we want to cover? Do we want? I think yeah, maybe we will build the tavern more or less into the hillside here. I mean, I guess yeah, if we make it 2 stories, the top can be kind of above the hill, and then the bottom is the first story will be there, and the second story will be above the hill, and then we can maybe take down a little bit of dirt here. Okay, so maybe we'll keep the dirt up top, so it's like a little secret in there, and then um, so I mean this is where it will be, and then this has a path that goes off to another portal that will take us to the library. So you could see it from this side, but it's kind of a secret from the front. So if we do that, maybe we'll come over a couple blocks, like here. See if this is far enough away. And is this going to be enough? Okay, something like this. Um, I think this could be good. And then we could maybe is this going to be deep enough? Yeah, I think it's deep enough. We can kind of carve this area out. And then maybe we could extend the height a little bit so we can have the 2 stories a little bit easier. Yeah, okay. So let's put that in. Right there. Let's get a view from the top and see if that footprint is good enough. Because the height we can always adjust later as long as it fits in the footprint. So it won't be stair-stepped, it'll be solid, but I think that's a reasonable size tavern from front to back. We can count this and see how many blocks it is. So this is like, oh, so it's 50. Oh, that's so 50, okay. So this is what, 11 blocks counting the next 0. So that would be 12, 13, 14. So maybe we extend it back one more and make it odd 15. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we pushed it back one. Right there, okay, there we go. There we go. We're getting there. Yeah. And I mean, we have our VODs and screenshots and stuff, so we can always replace this if we want. Right. Oh, so let's clear up this. Yeah, so this is a pretty good height. So actually, how high is this? If this is the ceiling, so 78, 79, so roughly 80. So 80 to 70 would be, I guess this comes down a little bit more. So a little over 10, so 5 per floor. We'll probably extend the height a little bit. So I think that works out. So maybe we won't add like 10 more blocks up, but more like between 5 and 7 from here. So we'll get a feel once we get this taken down, this section leveled, get a feel for how tall the first floor should be. Oh, did we? What happened? Go in a hole? Okay, so we don't need that. Okay, good. There we go. Okay. Oh, is this, oh, this is our, okay, so we're gonna have, to shift things over a little bit. So if we come in here, 84, 83, so we're gonna have to do 80, okay. At least 80. So this is gonna have to be our new line here. Right, so we'll do, Okay, so we're gonna have to take this down. We're gonna fill in some of this later, but we can do that at a later time. Because this we want to keep the fountain hidden. So the grass can just go back. That's fine. And we'll add a little dirt up top where we lost some. Yeah, that's very, very impressive. You definitely deserve your name in the credits book. So we'll fill in some of this on the outside. Well, from a TikTok, I don't think anything actually happens. I think it's more of a like personal goal kind of thing. Although in this case, you know, I guess you can make it a viewer benefit. So, you know, adding your name to the book of credits, another shop type or something. At least in this case. Yeah, I think we're gonna push that way because this is a little. Yeah, this is way too narrow. So let's. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Adding something else up here because we do have. Well, it's not much, but we started. There we go. We started adding these ponds, which, and we were gonna put more dirt. Well, it looks odd with the water being kind of clear, but there's actually water in here. You know, got some flowers going around, and we're gonna put some bench or something back here, and just have the water kind of flows from, I guess, some kind of stream, spring that would be under the path, and then so a little of the kind of koi pond meets a little babbling brook. I mean, that'd still be brook would probably be too big, but add some with some imagination, there'd be some sound of the water moving, so not just still water. Oh, okay. So this tree here with the water puddle, well, with this water here. Yeah, I didn't fill this in because I wanted to do something with this. So making this a big pond or something would be with this tavern here, I think is a good idea. Right, so, and then so this is the outside. If we count this, so it's 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. I guess this wouldn't be too bad. So there would be a little gap. Just kind of thinking the line of the tower would come close to here, but I think that would be okay because our tavern front line is going to cut off somewhere over here. Yeah, so Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's good. So we have a nice gap this way in between the two buildings. And then the gap here is kind of thin, but I think that's okay. Wow. I think tomorrow you should probably sleep in because that's a lot of work getting that many likes. And like likes should be like a community effort. So what kind of goals should we have for reaching? Ah, well, there's that too. What kind of rewards, like community rewards, should we have for hitting like goals? I mean, we'll probably keep the face cam on for the foreseeable future, but things like that, like turning on, I don't know, stats or uh, showing like a Pinterest board or something that has like our inspiration of what we're building, things like that. Something that would be a reward for everyone whenever we hit our stream goals. Oh, something like that. That is a good idea. I don't change what. Yeah, that would probably be something I have to do manually because I don't. Oh, action. What can I do? Oh, um, I can do. Okay. I will have to think of something more clever later. But for now, whenever we hit the 10,000 goals, it should give the like alert again. But that is a good idea. I need to find some kind of animation or sound that I can use um, when that happens. So I do have the option to set a action when the goal is met. Which I did not realize, so thank you for that. I also never thought I would hit that goal anytime soon. Uh, uh, oh, can't do it. Um, can't do that. Okay. I will have to take note of that and see if I can find the Ender Dragon sound to use for that. Ah, there it is. Oh, right now it's 8 o'clock. Open sound. Oh, I think I updated it too late. times. That's the closest Ender Dragon sound I could find. So, thank you for all the hard work. I hope your fingers are okay. Oh wow, did we really? Yeah, we. Well, I'll have to adjust my stream times so we can take it easy and not cause any tingling feeling in any part of your arm. But we have streamed about an hour extra, which is good, and time seems to have flown. Well, that's good. Time to recover. Are we full on inventory? We are, so we need to drop off some. Let's drop off a chest somewhere around here. Maybe here. Think about flowers and stuff and anything that we're going to need for that, for the pond and for the tavern here. And use oak. Dirt and stuff can come back with us eventually. Okay. So this is our level line, maybe? Okay, so I think we'll just take things down this one level, take things down to 71, and then... Yeah, I agree. I want to use leaves more. That's why I threw a few in that skeleton area on the sides. I mean, it doesn't look the best, but I wanted to use them more. I use them a lot in the end for like pathing at the kind of bottom of the world, since they're like semi-see-through. And Endermen don't spawn on them. And we used a lot in our shulker farm as well. But yeah, that's a good idea too. I kind of thought about maybe putting them at in like the rafters on like the front of, if not the flower shop, some other shop, as kind of like a vent. Okay. Yeah, I do have some regular azalea and flowering azalea in the materials box for the flower shop. So I had thought about putting some of those outside. So I think that's pretty good. And we can have maybe a little landing up here somewhere, as like wherever the entrance ends up being. So we're not gonna follow like this contour. This is just to get a feel for the size, but I think this is pretty good. Oh yeah, yeah. Composter I think is another underrated decoration too. Yeah, I do see some people use it, but I think use a little more. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So we'll level out the front here, build up the walls, put the entrance maybe roughly in the middle. But not the ladder speaking. Um, but that'll be a thing for tomorrow because we're probably gonna streaming for just short of 3 hours, which is great. A little longer than we planned, but good nevertheless. Because we got some dirting done in Overmorrow, got a little bit digging done here in Inkwood, framing a little bit of the footprint for the tavern that preserves some of the hidden nature uh, of our fountain on the side. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely want to get to the point of streaming for 2 or 3 hours more often. Don't worry too much. I'm getting fairly good at speaking typo. But yeah, that's kind of my I don't know, my indicator is if anyone in if there's anyone in chat, then I tend to stick around longer. Oh yeah, finger fatigue. We'll totally blame it on finger fatigue. Okay. Oh, let's grab a screenshot of this. Is it that? Okay, good. Yeah, we'll get a screenshot of that for later. So I think that's pretty good. I like. Yeah, we got kind of our diagonal going there. We'll figure out something to put in here later. Maybe to be more houses this way. Two little shops, put our little flower shop. Yeah, that was very, very impressive. And yeah, definitely unexpected and yeah, blown away that I hit that we've hit that in less than a year. I was not expecting that anytime soon. But uh, uh, that is a enough to say. Oh yeah, there's our other geode. Okay, so I think I'm going to wind down and grab some food here in a second. So Moana, the movie. Yeah, yeah. I do get it and appreciate it. Uh, yeah, I didn't see the second one, but I will have to watch that. Ah, yes, okay. It does sound like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm starting to ramble myself, so that is also true. Yeah, 1 and 2 were of Home Alone were good. The other ones, mm, good efforts, I guess. But anyway, uh, going to start wrapping up here. Grabbing some food, getting some writing projects done. So we got. So yeah, thank you, Hart, for all the likes and the assist with trains, and thank everyone on Twitch as well. Our link tree will be on the outro screen, so linktree/mindtrip media. That will have the VODs, the Twitch, the TikTok, and all of that. And yeah, all of our presents there, so you can follow us there if you want to see what else we're working on. We are going to do Satisfactory in several hours, at least another 6 hours, and then we'll do another stream. And then we'll repeat and do some Minecraft tomorrow. So thank you everyone for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow when the journey continues. Yeah, I'll save the Satisfactory for that, because I think I'll keep a little to the left earlier so that you can be part of that stream. So try to strategically plan the games around that. But thank you, Hart, for all of the chatting and all of the likes. I'll do my best to accommodate everyone, at least as we're getting going. So yeah, we'll be signing off, getting some food, and we'll see you either tonight or tomorrow when the journey continues. So thank you all once again, and get some sleep, Hart.